Hello! So I wanted to do a quick little video on how I was able to get a job offer from Walt Disney World. In this video, I'm going to give you my tips and tricks, what I did to prepare for the interview, the questions I was asked, and more. So stay tuned. Okay, so to begin this all, here's a little bit about myself. So I currently live in New York State. I did apply to a position down in Orlando, Florida. I actually applied to Disney probably like 5 or 6 times like within the past 2 years, and all of my applications were not ever looked at. So I kind of found like a little hack. I saw job postings from Walt Disney World for job fairs, and I applied right to the job fair. The job fair would have been on June 6th, 2022. I did apply to it on May 25th. So I ended up getting an email sent from me from the Walt Disney World company stating that they want me to go to the job fair at whatever time. When I got that email, there was like a number at the bottom, and I called that number. It's like their global HR. I called that number. I explained to them, I said, hey, I live in New York State. I would definitely come to the job fair, but if it's possible to do everything like over the phone or Zoom, I would definitely prefer that. So what they did was they told me that they were going to reach out to the recruiting team and then get back to me. I didn't hear from the recruiting team for about a day or two, and they like got back to me pretty fast, but they told me that they wanted to set up a phone interview. I ended up setting up a phone interview for June 5th. It was like 6:45 at night. It was about 15 minutes, but I was speaking with a lady, and she basically just asked me like why I think I'm a good fit for this job, what my experience was, and all of that. It kind of didn't really feel like an interview. It just felt like more of a conversation. I asked her like how long she's been with the company. So it would probably help if you knew what job I applied for. I did apply for a reservation sales agent. I applied for this because I already am currently a travel agent. I unfortunately do have to leave that for this job. So they did offer me more for the job because I had that experience. So after that phone interview, I did receive another email a couple of days later to set up a Zoom interview. I ended up setting that up for June 8th at 9:45 a.m. So the Zoom interview was pretty like nerve-wracking for me because just myself, I'm just not good at explaining anything whatsoever, so I was pretty scared for that. I did come up with a lot of flashcard notes before, and I like studied the crap out of them. I literally just like looked up on YouTube like a bunch of like interview questions that cast members were asked during their interview process, and I just hoped for the best. So I will show you what I wore to the video interview. There's like dog hair all over this, but I wore this collared shirt, and even though like pants don't really matter, like I wanted to just in case, I had these like work pants that I also wore. My hair and my makeup were pretty much like I have now. Luckily, I had some interview questions right on my flashcards that I studied beforehand. So I'm just gonna read off like the interview questions and what my response to them was. So one of the questions that she asked me was, why do you want to work for Disney? I basically just said, I just remembered what I wrote on the card, and I said I love what Disney's about as a company, how Disney provides constant entertainment through the parks and the media that teaches kids and adults the right values like being inclusive and accepting of everyone. She asked me what Disney meant to me. I said Disney reminds me that there is a happiness in this world, that there is magic within ourselves, and Disney teaches me to enjoy every up and down in life. She asked me what would I do if I had a quarrel with a coworker. I said that I would try to put myself in the other person's shoes and understand where they are coming from without being aggressive. I will also try to talk things out outside of work. A time where I had unhappy customers and made it better. I also worked at a furniture store for a while, like during the pandemic, so all of the furniture was like never in stock. We would always tell them when we thought it would be in stock, and then when that date came, they like called and got all angry. So I basically just explained that and what I did to make it better. I told her that I would suggest other types of furniture for them that's in stock and ready to go, and they were mostly happy with whatever they had chose after. How would I handle difficult guests? I would listen and understand their concern and try my hardest to come up with a positive solution. Besides those interview questions, she also asked me to pretend that like she is a customer calling me and that I'm booking her vacation. So she was like, pretend I'm calling you. So she went like ring ring and I was like, hello. She explained to me that it was her and her grandson going on a trip to Disney, and she didn't know like what hotel to pick and like what to do. I basically explained what I would do as a reservations agent. I did somehow end up choosing her favorite resort, which was Animal Kingdom Lodge. I told them to get 4-day park tickets. I explained more, but I don't really want to go into it right now. So after all of that, I had asked her questions. I made sure I had a flashcard of interview questions. So my questions to her was, what is some advice you would give someone starting this position? Where did your journey with Disney start? What is a typical day like for this position? And what have past employees done to succeed in this position? Video interview went really, really well. I don't know if I had said this before, but it was over Zoom. I was actually surprised that it went really well because like I said, I am just terrible at explaining like anything, but it did go very well. After that, I didn't hear anything for like 2 days. Disney did send me another interview request for a phone interview. So I did schedule that for noon on June 11th. And then they called me, they asked me like a couple of more questions, and then they just offered me the job on June 11th, they offered me the job. They wanted me to start on June 26th, and again, I live in New York State, so it would have been very hard for me to get down there and find an apartment or somewhere to live within like a week or two. So I had to like get back to them and like let them know. I ended up getting back to them, asking them if I can have a later start date, which then they agreed with. So my start date will be July 24th.
I messed up.
Training. I have my onboarding on July 18th, so it bought me like another month. We already went down and we found an apartment. If you haven't watched my video, I did post a video about. I'm very excited to be working for Disney. Some interview tips that I have for you is make sure during the video interview that you're just smiling, you're in a good mood the whole time. Do not make like a straight face like this, because I do that. I think everyone does that, but just make sure you're just like smiling the whole time. You're engaged in the conversation. Pretty much all the interviews did feel like a conversation. I never thought I was going to be able to have this opportunity. I'm very grateful for Disney to be able to work with me with this. So the whole process took 17 days from the moment I submitted my online application to when I got the job offer over the phone. Don't stress about it too much. It's okay. Every person I talked to, when I spoke to 3 different people for all 3 of my interviews, they were all really sweet. They were amazing people. They were very happy. Like I said, it all just felt like conversations with another like Disney obsessed person, so it went really well. I hope this video helped you guys. Remember, keep a notebook. I wrote so many notes in here. All of these are notes, and then like flashcards. Make sure you study them. Other than that, good luck with your interview, and thanks for watching.